What's going on, everybody? It's PapaStones coming back with another video. So recently I was just talking about set 1 reprint rolling out, and we were kind of looking back like how good was set 1 actually. I mean, I already sort of know the answer, but it really made me want to dive through and look like how much of set 1 is still played or becoming playable or whatever. Because I feel like set 1 will probably be the set that retains value even after the reprints, because a lot of these cards are just meta defining most of the times, right? So we're just going to go through set 1 and find out how good it really was. We're going to start at the top here. We got Inferno 4, which is played very widely in blue control. Mostly any blue deck, honestly. Death Trooper also is very widely played still. You got Lieutenant Childson, the ultimate hard control tool right here. Same with Gideon Hask. So there's that. Academy Defense Walker's bad. Dooku is gaining some traction in the Dooku Leader Blue. I still honestly don't love it in there, but it's not bad. It's definitely a playable card. I wouldn't say it's like as dominant, but it's playable. This card's bad. Avenger is still a house. It will continue to be a house. So Avenger is a slam dunk. Same thing with Power of the Dark Side. Realistically, I think this is Blue-Black's best control option. But then you dive down also into Super Laser Blast, which is their second best, I would say. Just because it is a bit later and Darkseid can do some cheeky stuff. Search Your Feelings also sees play in like the hard control decks is like a one-off, so there's that. But moving on to like the heroism stuff, Restored Arc, it's kind of fallen out a little bit. Me personally, in Palpatine, the new Palpatine blue list that I was testing, I was running Restored Arc because I think it lacked space and it needed space options, and this was an early heroism turn play for it. So I might start to see a little bit there, but I don't know if everybody's going to go that route or if that's just a me thing. Oh god, phones are dinging. I got two phones on. I was waiting for Verizon to call me back. That's why the video's coming out a little later. Back to the thing though. Yoda, still very played. Han, Luke, any of that stuff plays Yoda. This card's kind of a stinker. Kanan Jarrus, super good. Definitely still see relevance for a while. I think same concept, right? It's in the same decks, but it's still same play. Same with Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker, and even Redemption, honestly. They're mostly all in pairs in the decks that they're being played currently, but they are all still being played. Super good cards. I think this set was insane. We're just in the blues too. What else we got? A bunch of stuff that, I mean, these see niche play, the lightsabers, right? Force is with me, but not like predominantly stellar. Vigilance is a house. This is in almost every blue deck. The single blue stuff isn't that great in this set, like mainstay wise. I think Governor's still a good card. Devotion's like sleeper okay sometimes. Entrenched is actually pretty played still in like the hard controls, and Make an Opening, Take Down, and Vanquish are all good control options. I think Vanquish is definitely fallen out of favor just because of like Fell the Dragon and Rivals Fall and stuff like that, but Make an Opening and Take Down still see wild play. Moving on though, we got green-black stuff. Royal Guard, still Royal Guard, right? Super Laser, all the ramp stuff obviously ain't going nowhere. It's definitely the best ramp we got. Like the set 2 ramp stuff they threw out there sucked. So I don't know. Rough niche. There's better 5-drops for ECL now. The big green stuff though, Darth Vader's still one of, I was gonna say the best, but definitely one of the best cards in the set. It's definitely first or second in legendary category. unless you count like the double aspect stuff. This card's bad, but like you still got the two big ships, both see play. I think Devastator's taken more of the storm than Relentless nowadays, but I still think Relentless is decent in certain matchups. You got Barrage, the most broken card that's currently floating around. I think, in my mind, this card's ridiculous, but I don't know. This set one was so good for the game. It makes sense why it's like the prices stay high, and then like, or not even that. Like the set 2 or 3 prices are way down. When you have to go off of this as your first set, it's kind of hard to compete. But I don't know. Moving on though, Alliance Dispatcher is niche but sees some play. Battlefield Marine is the OG 3/3 vanilla that still sees play as a 3/3 vanilla for 2. It's the stat line of champions right there. Mothma definitely fell out. People kind of quit playing this. They were playing it in Han originally, but kind of fell out. Akbar maybe makes a comeback in token decks, but who knows. Echo Base Defender also got a bit worse. Just the 4/3 stat line doesn't cut it. But Bright Hope is, and probably always will be, the best spaceship answer, because all the spaceship decks running around, you get to block a Fire Spray, you can block a Ruthless Raider, you can block whatever. Like, Bright Hope has just nice health. It technically can get you a card if you need it to, or just blocks multiple things. It's such a solid ship. Wedge, bad. Rogue Squadron definitely fell out also. There's just better cards to slot in there now. Hum 1 is still pretty good. I don't know what green-white decks are playing right now, but it's definitely in most of them from what I have seen. Home 1's just kind of solid. So there's that. Rebel Assault obviously is a Sabine card, but Sabine is still relevant, so Rebel Assault is relevant. U-Wing Reinforcement, picking up steam slowly but surely. It's seen play, it stopped seeing play, now it might start seeing play again. These doubles are kind of rough, besides Command is okay. Only really double green strats running around right now are Rex and maybe Palp still, like old Palp, but there it's pretty good. The card's still solid. All the double aspect cards in the event category in this set were good. Colonel Yularen kind of stands out as a decent card from the monos. Same with Consortium Star Viper. Not fantastic by any means, but still definitely sees niche play. Same with Steadfast. It's kind of on the comeback. It might not be, but I know in like Krennic lists and stuff, other ECL lists that, well, mostly Krennic because Kira can deal with leaders, but in Krennic you have an option to deal with leaders with Steadfast, so he kind of sees his own little resurgence there. But 5 costs are kind of getting better, so he's not that fantastic. Reinforcement Walker is actually a house of a card. This one's too good. Still seeing play. A lot of these events are bad. Traitorous, definitely kind of falling out, but still good. We gotta wait for this thing to load now. What kind of robbery is this? But yeah, so oh, look at that. They just didn't want to see the resupply. Obviously still played. Strike Trues saw some niche play actually in set 1 when there wasn't that many options, but not so much anymore. Moving on. Death Star Stormtrooper sadly still sees a lot of play. It's a 1-cost 3/1. It's too good. The rest of these not so much. Fifth Brother here and there, right? I think it's being played in the more, not the Space Turbo Django right now, but like the more mutual, like some space, some ground Django, because there it's pretty solid. Interceptors is actually kind of taking a dive. like it was played for a while, but 4 cost to do 3 damage on a 3/2 is debatable. I'm thinking, I'm not positive, but I'd be willing to bet that Django might side these for Django mirrors, because spaceship beats spaceship, right? Seventh Sister hasn't done anything. Ruthless Raider is still insane. It just got even better in Django specifically. It was already a good card, right? But man, in Django, like, it even helps when you're behind in Django, which is crazy. Normally speaking, it wouldn't do anything. It'd just do 2 damage or something, maybe trade for you, but now it can tap something down even. Like, this card got even better, sadly. Palpatine, there's not a lot of red-black running around right now that goes this late, but Palpatine is still a good card. I feel like Invader Ramp and stuff, like decks like of that sort, I think this card probably still sees play. Fallen Lightsaber, it's another lightsaber. It sees niche play here and there. Force Choke is still too good most of the times. Sure, they get draw 1, right? But deal 5, too good. Force Lightning, meh. Get into Sabine Turbo here. Literally, every card in this first row sees play in Sabine. Like, Soldiers, Green... those might be coming out. Green Squad, Sabine, Fighters, Red 3, K2. Not this guy. But, yeah, the red-white in this set was so good. Like, all these cards are super solid. Like, if you're playing red-white, this is a good drop. This is a good 2-drop in any deck. Fighters is a little more niche to Sabine, I would say. Red 3's kind of a middle ground. Like, it can go in other stuffs, but it has to be aggro. I think K2 is just a house of a card, so there's that. Black 1 never took off, sadly. RIP. Gorilla Attack Pod phased out. Mace Windu is pretty good. It's definitely seeing more play now. It's just a good card. Heroic Sack is pretty good. Carabas actually picked up some steam because of Han, but I don't know if people are still playing it or not. It's definitely not bad, though. For a cause is for a cause, obviously. The reds are kind of rough, and the aggression is obviously still good. It's double aspect. It does cool stuff, right? Single reds. Fang Fighter definitely see some play. Same with Wolf. Just mostly for aggro and what's it called? This is just upgrade removal, right? Force Throw still super solid. It sees, I think it's seeing even more play now that there's more force units running around, but just good discarding cards from your opponent. But what else do we got here? Open Fire is still pretty good. It's not as crazy as it was originally, but still good removal for them. Bombing Run also could possibly pick up some steam if said token decks start to pop up, so I think that's a decent card. I just feel like this set was so crazy, dude. Like, there's so many good options. Like, ISB Agent is just, like, super relevant in set 1, and now this card is like a mainstay in set 2 and set 3. Like, it's crazy. This card's actually bad, though. Cartel Spacer, great spaceship. Boba Fett, great unit. Overstated, came out so huge for when the game first came out. 7th Fleet, a shielded 3/2 spaceship, super good. Jabba's whatever. Bosk is pretty solid. Bounty Hunter Crew is niche play and control decks, right? Because it grabs you back your stupid stuff. Fire Spray, right? This card's kind of bad. No Good to Me Dead is definitely a house. I don't know what this is. I don't know if I've ever seen this. Choose up to 2 non-leader units, and an opponent chooses one of those units. Return that unit to its owner hand, and put the other one on the bottom of the deck. Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That honestly doesn't seem horrible. Moving on, though. Choppers, meh. Leia's a good card. Lothal Insurgent is actually picking up steam in Palpatine. Hello. God My cat's terrifying me. It's not fantastic by any means, but it's there. It's just a 3-2. Ezra has been a dominant Han card forever. I feel like it's playable in most yellow strategies. Hello, Kitty. What do you want? You got beef? Falcon is awesome. Super good spaceship. This card's okay. This card doesn't really see any play nowadays. There's just better options. However, I am siding it Han yellow because I think it's worth. Obviously, Han Solo is a dog. This card's still good. There's a lot of leaders he doesn't actually clear nowadays, which is kind of a shame, but that's okay. Bamboozle's actually picking up steam, which is kind of bizarre with all the upgrade stuff. Maybe it'll start to fade out because Sabines are cutting deck sabers, but still, that artwork is awful. I'll never forget. Spark of Rebellion, a tank. The only color where the double aspects are all good. Bodhi's insane. Canteen is insane. Counting's insane. Burrito, playable from day one. Will continue to be playable. Bad stuff. Smuggler might die a little bit more now that Boba's out, but I know yellow decks might still play it, so who knows. Most of this stuff's kind of lackluster. Gammo cards is okay, right? It's meh, but Syndicate Lackeys probably still sees play just because it's a 5-4 ambush, but who knows. Shoot First is good. Not seeing a ton of play nowadays, I guess, but still pretty good. Sneak Attack is a house. Surprise Strike is surprise. Outmaneuver, meh. Maybe Django starts siding this, right, just to deal with other aggro. Probably not. Django's too fast. Waylay is still the fucking OG bounce, right? Change of Heart still sees play. Like, it's so crazy, like, how many of these cards from this set see play still. Tile in. Viper Probe's a little bit more questionable. This card kind of got phased out for the most part by, no pun intended, by Phase 3 Dark Trooper, but in decks that were playing it, right? TIE Advanced still sees play. R2 sees play. Alliance X-Wing, I think, still sees play. I'm not sure if Sabines are still running them. C-3PO, maybe. Who knows? There's some Han lists that like it. Fleet Lieutenant, Wing Leader, Dodonna, Medal Ceremony. You're My Only Hope is through the roof right now. It's like super stonks. Confiscate, restock. I mean, this set was so good. Like, realistically, you probably couldn't have, like, looking back at it, right? You couldn't have asked for a better first set. The only thing you could have asked for, I think, was product availability. And now we have it. So, I don't know for sure. I don't think we'll get a set this good for the rest of the next 3 cycles. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I feel like they wanted to start it off crushing it, making it so people were excited, making it so when you were opening packs, they were all going to be good. And it's held true. Like, all these cards that we've went through and talked about, they all still see play. They're all still meta defining. I think this will probably be the best set for, like I said, at least the next year. So if you didn't get your set 1 stuff, now's your time. The restock rolled through. Maybe it'll be cheaper now, maybe not. Like, I just checked yesterday and K2s are still like $10, and stores had them on the shelf in my area. We actually did a draft of it. We were going, sorry, I'm kind of going to ramble here, but we were going to a draft yesterday. We showed up, and the guy, I saw they had Spark on the counter, or on the shelf, whatever, and it was supposed to be a Twilight draft, and I saw the Spark, and I was like, man, I'd rather draft Spark than Twilight. You know, I haven't seen Spark in forever, and he's like, if everyone agrees, we can do Spark, and I was like, all right, let's do Spark. Like, everybody was down for it. We all drafted Spark. It was awesome. Spark's just the best set. I'm going to keep it a stack, but okay, that's all I got, though. I think I've rambled on long enough. I don't want to go into my life story, so thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm right or wrong. Maybe you think set 2 or set 3 is the best, but I think Spark, from a gameplay perspective, was just a slam dunk. But yeah, thanks for watching. Drop a thumbs up for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.